Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Omitted Pieces by Stephanie Hansen. Narrated by Jesse Vilinsky and Ramon de Ocampo. 1. Planet Scepter. Sierra the Clone. I awake hungry and thirsty. Is this what the afterlife is like? I never expected Dr. Cromwell to follow through on his promise to put my conscience and memory in a qualified body. Hunger pains me again, and I rise to find myself in a tropical forest. I'm surrounded by lush green, but the color is unlike any I've seen before. It's as if the leaves are neon shining off of their surroundings. My body knows what to look for, even though I don't. Where am I? What planet have I been transported to? Where's Mom? I look down at it, this hourglass figure. I'd never been blessed with such curves in my 16-year-old body. I wonder if my dad will recognize me in this new one. I wonder if Al will still love me after everything. I also try to map out how to get home. But it's all too much for this newfound body, and I quickly find myself napping under a sea of green. I'm roused by a series of clicks, and identify the circular metal in front of me immediately, out of place as it may be. Vex, how'd you get here? I told past you your mission was full of danger, Sierra. How long has it been since I lost consciousness? I calculate 2 weeks and 5 days since the new you left Planet Vortex. What? How have I been out for that long? Where's Al? Did the shuttle make it to Earth? There's a stream of beeps. My universe data scan shows that the Al you're asking about still has a pulse. It's the Al old you met on Planet Vortex, right? My heart warms. It beams. Yes. Wait, your universe data scan? What's that? The world government equipped all clopills with new scanners and applied all counter-friction strings when the Planet Vortex revolution hit the news. The scan also shows that everyone who had been on your scheduled shuttle made it to Earth. The processes at the medical facility ended, too, but more on that later. We need to get to your mother. Mom, are you okay? I try to reach her telepathically, the way I had back on Vortex. I'm fine. Just need to figure out where I am exactly. Sierra, there's much at stake. We must embark on our journey at once, Vex says. Sun rays stream through openings in the canopy of leaves above us as we hike. I keep having to reassure myself it's me when I look down and see someone else's smaller feet. At least Cromwell dressed this body in proper attire. I don't know what I'd do without these boots. Vex, on the other hand, is not well equipped for this terrain at all. He was made for modern city living. He's used some of the tools he brought to lengthen his arms in order to help, but I keep assisting him, wishing he'd move faster. I think being locked up in the Vortex facility for so long gave me a sort of cabin fever. Now, being out in the open, I want to stretch legs, and cover the ground between us and Mom as quickly as possible. Also, the weight's gone. My legs had felt like they were filled with lead because of the guilt. But now that Viserys and Albina are alive and safe on Earth, now that Pixies where no more harm can be done, well, no more harm than a painful exam in the graduate mathematics program at Stanford, now that Dad is free and no longer having to save Cromwell's subjects, my legs feel light as air. Mom, we're headed to you. How are you doing? I wait for what seems like an eternity, but she doesn't respond. Vex, are you sure this is the way to Mom? Yes. While she appears to be moving constantly, she has continually returned to the location toward which we're headed. Why? What's there? I'm not 100% sure. A new blocker is interfering with my scanner, causing inaccurate readings. I'm running diagnostics to prescribe next steps. That's weird. Isn't it weird? There's a 3.34% possibility of it occurring, but it is weird, as you say, that it's occurring now not only where your mom is, but also on Earth. What? Where on Earth? My coordinates match home base, Sierra. No, no, no. It's as if the wind has been knocked out of me. Not again. Not them both. They need to be together so we can get my brother back. Then I'll finally meet him. Your heart rate has increased. A health scan would be beneficial. I just need a small rest, Vex. I sit on a log, and Vex stays near me. I try to let the breeze flowing through the leaves soothe me. It's not like this means something's wrong. All it means is that I can't communicate with them. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out while envisioning meditation circles. That's when the idea surfaces. I begin gathering a plant that appears to be similar to tropical milkweed. Once I have a decent supply, I sit back down in order to break out the core fibers using a rock I found. It appears you are making something. Can I be of assistance? Actually, this is to assist you. I tenderize the core fibers and braid the best I can. You are taking the steps to build rope. How will that be used to assist? I'm going to carry you so we can get to Mom faster. I need to confirm that at least one of my parents is okay. I see. I'm not 100% sure that follows all Clopil safety procedures. As soon as the rope's assembled, I tie it around Vex so that I'm able to carry him on my back. The sound of the rapids in the jungle river nearby becomes monotonous during our trek. I want to stop and rest, but we must keep going. I engage Vex in conversation to pass the time. You never answered, Vex. How did you get here? Why, I was on the shuttle that brought your mom to Vortex, and I traveled here with you both. But how? I don't remember seeing you at the facility. I doubt Cromwell would have allowed that. Quite simple. I snuck into the cargo hatch. My engineering allows me to escape many things, like being seen. Bloody hell, the cargo hatch? Of course you could avoid leaving anything behind for the particle scan, you little gomer. Suddenly, there's a stream of clicks. What's Vex up to? Then I hear a new sound. Who goes there? The voice isn't quite human, but definitely not a robot. It feels like forever since I spoke to anyone but Vex. Dr. Cromwell's who I spoke to before that. Even Mom and I have only conversed telepathically recently. I didn't realize how much I was craving the sound of another living intelligent being. Unknown, Sierra. This one isn't registered in my database. Vex says. Not another step. Who goes there? The voice asks again. I freeze. The voice is low. I'm Sierra. I was actually brought here against my will. It's a long story. Are you unarmed? Yes, I only have my Clopil and the clothes on my back here with me. Hi, I'm Vex. You should be the one identifying yourself. An auburn-haired and slender female with lustrous olive skin steps out from behind the greenery. Her gold-flecked hazel eyes stare at me, full of questions. I'm Merritt. She reaches out her arm while cupping her hand sideways. I'm unsure what kind of handshake greeting she's offering, and I don't know her well enough to warrant any kind of trust. But something pulls me forward. Vex begins a string of noises. Beep, beep, I'm not sure what Vex is doing. Where are we? I ask while reaching for her hand. But she slips her hand through mine and grabs my forearm, then brings me in for a bear hug. Perhaps she too craves the touch of another. A breath of air moves my hair as she exhales, as if holding in some great burden. You're on Planet Scepter. Where are you from? This is one of the newest additions to counter-string mapping. Vex interjects. Ah, yes. The coordinates line up. I'm from Earth, but I came here from Vortex. You didn't come alone. Nice friends you have. I wish they would have stayed where you came from. The look of acceptance that had briefly crossed her face is gone. She must be talking about the fuzzy area on this planet's coordinates, Sierra. You've seen the others. Where are they? Did you see a woman with rich brunette hair on the short side and in her 40s? Yeah. Your friends are, taking over. My lie detector shows she's telling the truth. Vex has lost all concept of being subtle. Oh, and the features such as brunette hair have changed now, remember? What do you mean, taking over? Like setting up shop. All these people in lab coats hired local contractors to build this, I don't know what to call it, large facility. Oh no. That's what I thought. Can you show me where? I'm able to show you, Vex says. I think I register the location. We ignore him. Why? So you can join them in taking over Planet Scepter? Forget it. I thought you were brought here against your will. Why would you want to go there? Merritt storms away. Her hair moves in the breeze. She sets her shoulders back and increases her pace when I follow her. Her hips move eloquently from side to side, despite her serious manner. Wait! Please wait! I'm sorry, let me explain. She turns around with a minty huff. I want to stop the people building, but I think they took my mom. You know how to stop them? Merritt asks me. Well, I helped to stop the last facility. I'm able to confirm that what she says is true, Vex says. Actually, I have documented video proof. I'm afraid of how much Vex might have filmed. Not now, Vex. You mean you have intel of the bastards right here? Technically, they're not bastards, Vex interjects. And technically, they're not all evil. My mom's there, you know. I need to save her. Then you will help me. I don't know, I say, while blocking her path to Vex. Will you help me? Your mom was really taken there against her will? Yeah. I sniff despite my intense desire not to, and turn my head away from Merritt so she doesn't see the tears I'm holding back. I don't know where they came from. I feel her hand on my shoulder. I'll help you. My breath catches, and I want to turn to her. I want another hug. I want to be back on Earth in my own gosh darn body, with both my parents alive, together, and with my brother. I want things to be the way they should be. Sierra, your heart rate has increased again. Do you need a full vitals scan? Leave me alone, Vex. My face warms when I look away from him and see a smirk on Merritt's face. She play punches me in the arm. Come on. Let's go get your mom and take those bastards down. Technically, they're not bastards. Yes, they are, Vex. We both say simultaneously. Then I'm smirking at her. The journey's much better with Merritt taking turns carrying Vex. Vines in this jungle spin and melt as if forming a stunning net, like the framing of a red velvet crown. And this is just the first thing that gives me an indication of how vastly different this planet is. Leaves curl and uncurl like ribbon pulled with scissors. It has an amazing effect that's whimsical, bringing a soothing peace over me, until I remember what we're headed toward. Another facility. Another one that's imprisoned one of my parents. Another one of Cromwell's mischievously evil plans. Then there's a stream of clicks and beeps from Vex, like I've never heard before. Sierra, we're approaching our destination. Can you please silence your clopel? Merritt asks. We approach a wall of green. Merritt crouches and silently moves closer to the wall. She turns back and places her index finger to her full lips. Once we've complied, she moves a handful of leaves to the side. I peek through and see the same chain link and cement fences. There are also the same guard posts. It looks just as much like a prison as the last facility. The cabin fever returns, freezing me into place. My legs feel heavy as lead. It's back. Vex, now that you have the UDS, can you get communication out universe-wide? I ask in a whisper. Why, yes, Sierra. I'm capable of reaching many places. He matches my volume to the best of his ability. Can you reach Earth? Is just home base unreachable? Then another thought dawns. Wait, what about Vortex instead? I'm definitely capable of reaching Vortex. Please call Yesha. Bring. Vex uses a relic phone ring to connect. Hello? Yesha answers. Yesha, it's me. I whisper. Sierra, is that really you? You look different. I'm used to the tall, dorky you, but this... Yesha, I whisper. Please be quiet. It's important. Who's that? Hi, I'm Merritt. Yesha, I need your help. I turn Vex in the direction of the facility so Yesha can see. No! Cromwell? Where are you? Before I can answer, I feel an eerie creepiness. It crawls over my hand. I look down. It's a petri dish-sized spider. On me. It's large enough that the hairs on its legs rub against my skin like it's laying spider eggs in my cells. Ah! I scream at the top of my lungs, louder and louder until the volume matches my terror. Alarms ring, and laser dots head our direction. Every visible guard turns our way.
2. Planet Vortex. Al. I swear, if the food in the cafeteria was nasty before, it has progressively become more disgusting over the past couple of weeks. It doesn't help that I've been on edge trying to figure out how to save both Vienna's mom and Vienna's clone Sierra. When are the world government officials going to arrive again? I ask Colsom, yelling over the noise. Now that the guards don't have to serve Cromwell, there's a constant poker game going on during meals, which seems to get longer every day. Even the scientists have joined in. It's been pretty incredible to see the relationship between the guards and scientists heal. Well, for the most part, they've healed. There are still a few scientists unable to forgive.
Theopat said they'll arrive tomorrow. Take a chill pill, Al,
he responds while calling a bet. The guard across from him lays down a freaking royal flush, and Colson throws his cards on the table, curses, and then rises to walk with me. Everyone's getting stir-crazy waiting, I tell him.
They're fine,
he says, and then pats me on the shoulder as we approach another table. Read 'em and weep, boys, read 'em and weep, Yesha calls out. She shows her full house, gathers her winnings, and joins us.
Al's complaining that everyone's getting stir-crazy, even though it's only going to be a couple more days until the officials are here.
Colson rats me out. Which one is it? Tomorrow or in a couple of days? If you're going to lie to me, at least keep the story straight, I counter. We still have no clue where Cromwell went, only that he's set up another facility. I haven't been able to get through to Vienna recently, but I don't want to tell her about the new facility. It will only worry her more. You're right, Colson. He needs a chill pill, Yesha says. I step toward her in mock attack, and she rolls her eyes at me.
It would be nice for the officials to finally show up with the pardon documents. Everyone here is ready to move on with their lives.
Colson agrees. Finally. The scientists will be thrilled to receive renewed passes so they can return to their homes clear of all charges, too. You haven't been able to reach Theopat today, either? Yesha asks. No, I'm afraid we're going to be forced to initiate alternate measures if it takes more than a few days, I respond. I have to find out where Cromwell took Vienna's mom if I ever expect her forgiveness. The pain she suffered from losing her dad was now replaced. All these missing pieces are nothing but aggravating. Hey, we'll get it figured out. Yesha nudges me with her elbow.
Yeah, there's still one more set of data we need to explore,
Colson says. That reminds me of Cromwell's desk and how I found his plans for Vienna. Maybe he had the plans for what he was going to do afterward hidden somewhere in his journal as well. Where would Cromwell take his family to be safe? I ask.
Well, Al, he's running from the law now, too,
Colson says. That's it, Yesha says. Colson and Yesha nod their heads at each other. What's it? I ask.
He's gone off-grid, Colson says. Even though they've been able to apply the counter-friction strings to all planets, it's too much for them to govern. It will take decades to regulate them all. They have to be on a planet the world government doesn't have in their grip yet.
We've entered my old lab, and Colson rolls up a screen and roams space coordinates. Yesha points over his shoulder. They remind me of Viserys and Albina, except Albina doesn't say things like miffed, wobbles, or keen. I miss them. We've been through so much. Viserys' vein transplantation, Albina's pigment extraction, and my limb removal. They've been like parents to me for so long. I join Yesha and Colson in the search. What about there? Yesha points at the map on the holograph screen. When I get some time alone in the halls, I remove one of the metal vent covers, crawl in, and replace it. Now I'm in the small plastic tunnels, surrounded by watermelon smell again. This is the fastest route to Cromwell's quarters, and I've kind of missed it. I remember the first time Vienna and I crawled into each other. I knew immediately that she wouldn't stand for what was happening here, but I had no idea to what extent she'd go. I miss her. We need to find her mom. That's why I'm back in the tunnels. My first stop reinforces why we went through all of this, why it had to come down to revolt, and why Cromwell's reign had to end.
Stem cell therapy has allowed regrowth,
I hear Dr. Bargery House say. I was pretty amazed when he stuck around. I had him completely pegged as Team Cromwell, but he was so sickened by what was going on here that he's remained to mend anyone that he can. Do you think my arm will be exactly like it was before, Doc? Not only has he helped many, but he has also showed me where the emergency shuttles were housed on Planet Vortex. He keeps trying to talk me into stem cell therapy. Why can't people just get that I like my new bionic limb self exactly as it is?
Hey, Cromwell said not to tap into that unless it was an extreme emergency,
I hear another voice say from a different room.
Duh, this is an emergency. You saw the food in there?
Moving farther through the tunnel to the next vent, I'm surprised by what I hear.
Fine, but be careful and don't tell anyone about our stash. Have you gotten through to him yet today? Any new directives? So far, I've been able to keep the government officials away, but I won't be able to do that forever. He's going to be pissed if they discover where he's hiding. He'll be more pissed if we lose all control here. I know. Can you believe Bargori turned? Traitor.
What the hell? I thought all the guards had made peace. Don't they want freedom? Don't they want pardons from those false charges? I'm glad I'm hidden in the tunnels and able to hear this. Yeah, but how's Cromwell going to hold up his end of the bargain if the government's after him? It's the same guards that I saw from the tunnels, chilling with Dr. Cromwell and mugs of low-gravity beer. I need to warn Colson and Yesha, so I crawl to the hallway access. The mirror through the vent cover doesn't show anyone in the hallway, so I exit the tunnel and put the cover back. I keep thinking about the guards as I walk. We're going to have to use some of Cromwell's tactics, and I know Colson will be angry. We can't allow them to help Cromwell any further. Luckily, all of the guards are now using the incubators, as Vienna used to call them, because their old quarters were in such a dark and cold place, which one would think would be coveted on this planet. I've never been able to locate it. Even Colson won't tell me where it is. We can send sleeping gas through the ventilation system. It will allow us to finish our mission without being reported to Cromwell. But it's crossing a line we haven't crossed before. I give Yesha the signal as we pass in the hall. Now's the perfect time. Everyone's busy with outdoor exercises, and no one will notice all three of us missing at once. We couldn't meet at any of my and Colson's previous spots because we need to be free to speak. Instead, we've decided to make my old lab the new meeting spot. Colson nonchalantly nods when I give him the signal. He's been pretending to fix the drink refrigerator in the cafeteria so that he can avoid gambling and hide the fact that he's been running low on things to bet. In my lab, I'm reminded of so much. The bucket of water pouring over Vienna and I. Viserys and Albina laughing on the sidelines as they've already been tagged by a glove. Working together to help non-bios. This thought reminds me of Vienna's clone, Sierra, and Vienna's mom, Dr. Pererat. Were they given donor cells? How will we continue to administer them in order to avoid atrophy and seizure? Shit. They're in more trouble than I thought. I need to get to them now. Colson enters first, with Yesha shortly behind. He stands in front of the wall and puts his right fist over the left side of his chest. Before, when Cromwell was here, Colson didn't have as much freedom. He wasn't able to fully express his anger and sadness at the lost and abused. Yesha walks up to the wall and runs a finger alongside one of the tallies, the one that stands for the loss of her brother. I remember the shock Vienna felt when she realized each tally stood for someone harmed or killed. I walked up to Colson and put an arm around his shoulders. All these tallies. They're another reason why we have to do it.
I still don't like it,
Colson complained. I know, but we can't risk them telling Cromwell, I answer. Just cover us while we move the shuttles, okay? Yesha says as she turns away from the wall with a tear in her eye. We don't have to knock the Gomers out until we're actually leaving. By the way, how are we getting back after we've moved the shuttles to a new location? I ask. About that, Yesha says. I can see the sadness slowly going away. What about that? Colson slaps me on the back. He has the beginning of a grin on his face. We're going to ride vultures to get back, Yesha smiles. No. Why can't we take camels? Tick-tock. You guys have to get back in time to help me search for the gas when the guards have gone to bed. What about a hoverbike? Too loud, Yesha says. If the rails extended that far, we could travel silently, but they don't. Why can't Colson go instead of me? He loves those birds as much as Vienna does.
I need to stay here and keep the troops calm.
Thanks. Thanks a lot for the help. Since everyone's exercising on the other side of the facility, we need to exit out of the incubator side. Luckily, we've been able to locate the source of the oxygen pills to keep everyone not originally from Vortex safe outdoors. The ladder Vienna built makes it much easier to get to the shuttles, but we need to move them so they're away from the sensors. We don't need a code blue calling attention to our departure.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?